Hello and welcome back. I'm Michael Slotin.
And I'm Christina Slotin.
We're the Herbal Cottage, or we're the owners of the Herbal Cottage, and this is the arthritis answer. Okay, you want to say anything about the arthritis answer?
Sure. So it's our hope that if you want to resolve your pain, if you want to prevent damage and restore your life, that you will join us on this channel.
Yes, that's the reason we're doing this, is that we hope that somebody would have told us there was a great way to approach curing, resolving, healing the body, and but nobody ever talked to us about what our options were. So this video is about how you move forward and overcoming a autoimmune disease, and we have been dealing with rheumatoid arthritis for 25 years, and we actually opened this business, our herbal cottage, where we help thousands of people for many years overcome their arthritis issues. And if you'd like to check us out online, and you can see that we have really hundreds of 5-star reviews, and you'll know that what we're offering is something unique, I think. Now, we have come up with a plan to help people with rheumatoid arthritis. And the first step of eliminating things that cause inflammation primarily is to eliminate the root cause of the inflammation. And so we believe that when the gut starts to leak food particles in pathogens like yeast and fungus and viruses, the body doesn't have a choice to respond to these invaders. It has to go on full defense mode, and it fights these pathogens called antigens wherever they are located in the body. And so if they're located in soft tissue, then they will affect the interstitial fluids. If they're located in these joints, then they'll actually fight in the joints. And so rheumatoid arthritis is a widespread inflammation response, or you could say it's a widespread infection, and the body is fighting, doing its very best. So what can we do to start to reduce that infection and change our health, Christine?
Yeah. So one of the main things that we're going to be discussing with people is how to strengthen their microbiome, how to increase the amount of friendly bacteria that are there as your support system, really, to help you fight that inflammatory response, and how to modulate your immune response. So one of the main things that I tell people is avoiding things that are grown with pesticides. In our plan, we really emphasize eating a plant-rich, plant-based diet. And so it's great if you go and eat the vegetables and grains to improve your diet, but if they're grown conventionally, then that right there is going to put your microbiome at a disadvantage. So, learning about maybe the most the fruits and vegetables that are grown with the most pesticides. I think it's kind of common knowledge that like apples are one of the, heaviest sprayed, strawberries, bell peppers. So there's a whole list of vegetables you probably could switch, or maybe just avoid, maybe eating them seasonally.
Like the dirty dozen.
Yeah, that's the word.
Okay.
30, right. So that way you're not already, putting your the good bacteria that you do have, at risk of being killed off. So
Okay, so a couple of things can degrade your microbiome, and they call the degrading of your microbiome dysbiosis. And really, that's a fancy word for killing off and changing the environment that evolved with us over time. It's an ecosystem that is as great and significant as a Great Barrier Reef or rainforest. In fact, this ecosystem everybody should have, and it's complex and beautiful, but we've been unaware of it, and without realizing it, we have been trying to kill it because we are afraid of germs. And since the advent of the inventions of antibiotics, which was a major breakthrough, then a fear of germs has really um, been a widespread social phenomenon. So sanitizing everything and avoiding germs wherever you can and keeping your hands clean with sanitizers that prevent 99.9% of the germs from surviving has really taken a toll on the germs that depend on us and live in us. And these germs are so significant that they actually constitute 125,000, I'm going to repeat that, 125,000 genes that they provide our bodies with chemical activities that we depend on. Now, our gene in the Genome Project recognized that we had just 20,000 genes. The microbiome provides 5 times the genetic power to heal us, to provide neurotransmitters and vitamins and hormones and all kinds of amazing chemical properties that keep us healthy. Improving your microbiome is the single most important thing you can do to restore your health. So you have to realize that when you take antibiotics, when you get a cold, it's like dropping a bomb on those friendly bacteria. Taking heartburn medicine kills the microbiome. Those are proton pump inhibitors. When you take NSAIDs, these are anti-inflammatory, non-steroid pain relievers. I must have said it wrong because Christina just gave me the look. They hurt the microbiome. And when you eat foods that have been fed antibiotics to keep the animals safe, then you're getting a small dose of antibiotics, which then kills the friendly bacteria. And when you eat foods like corn, rice, grains, soy that is genetically modified, then you are getting a dose of both pesticides and herbicides that kill friendly bacteria. Now, we have changed our microbiome from 700 species to down to 270. That's 400 species we lost. And it's my belief that if you're sick with rheumatoid arthritis, you are below that average of Americans that have enough friendly bacteria to do their job. So we have to recognize the things that are threatening us. Now, when you eat bread that's not organic, then you're getting emulsifiers and preservatives that kill the friendly bacteria. So let's make a list. The things that kill the microbiome the fastest and hurt us the most is when you're taking medicines that are designed to do that. That is primarily antibiotics. Okay? So the second thing is eating foods that are not organic. Any grains, wheat, corn, or soy that's not organic, then they're going to have residues that hurt our microbiome. And then again, stress is probably the third most powerful destructive force that kills the microbiome. They've tested students before exams and then after exams and find that they have a 30% reduction in the microbiome. So you got to think about the stress cycle that someone experiences when they're in pain, and there's a circle that actually just repeats itself and is harmful, a feedback loop that's very damaging.
And like the B vitamins get depleted, when someone is under a lot of stress. So I know that some, well, at least when I was going to a rheumatologist, people would come in for like their vitamin B12 shots. And that was interesting because now we've learned that the microbiome is really responsible for, supplying or helping us supply our body with the right amount of B vitamins. But not once were we offered a probiotic, which is also shocking.
Yes.
It's like, I'm like, why wasn't that the first thing?
So I want to talk about how we start to bring back the friendly bacteria, but we've got to put out the fires and stop eating things that are hurting us. So Listen, it is worthwhile for you to eat things that are organic. If you're sick, you don't have a choice. If you want to get better and you're committed to making changes, let this be your very first commitment. I will get better. I will stop eating foods that cause my arthritis. Okay?
Right. And I know that they come at a different, maybe higher cost, but if you stop, eating other things in return and, saving the money to go towards the organic produce and organic foods, then I think it all evens out. So less processed, more whole, and, just natural foods.
Yes. And you can even save money if you start to incorporate healthy organic beans and grains, whole grains. Uh, it can be delicious, and you can save some money. So it doesn't have to be the most. This is not the most expensive food. So there'll be some wins and there'll be some losses, but you can't afford not to really. So we'll talk again tomorrow. I want to thank y'all for listening. If this is the subject that you're looking for more information about, how can you overcome rheumatoid arthritis, then I'd love to invite you to join us on our Skool community. Christine, can you tell them how they can do that?
Yeah, so it's so the platform is called Skool, Skool, and our school is called the Herbal Cottage School. And in that program, it's free. You can join. I will provide a link in the description below. Just go on in and then introduce yourself when you join the community. That's a private space where we can ask questions. We can answer some of your questions, and other members of the community can also share their experience, and we can really just support each other in moving forward to regaining our health. I think that you can get a lot of information from all sorts of sources, but when you're in a group, it's a little different. You hold each other accountable, you cheer each other on, and hopefully start helping you make the changes necessary to start healing your body.
We've just started this channel, so if you like this material, please, give us thumbs up and subscribe and invite your friends, because once we get to a certain number, then we can go live. We can be talking about a subject and we can be talking to you, and then you can talk right back to us. We will read your questions and maybe we'll be able to answer them online and help other people in a similar situations. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, take care.